wholeness and healing, where we welcome the certain and the seeking, the lifers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted, all of whom can find a home in our community, Throop Unitarian Universalist Church, where we go and love the world from the heart of Pasadena. Is that better? Thank you. Should I do it again? Welcome. Come into our house of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing, where we welcome the certain and the seeking, the lifers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted, all of whom can find a home in our community, Throop Unitarian Universalist Church, where we go and love the world from the heart of Pasadena. As you may have read in Tidings, or the fact that I'm standing up here, Reverend Tara is currently out on study leave and is also taking some much needed vacation time. She looks forward to being back in worship with us in August. Today, however, we are honored to welcome Rose Rydell as our guest minister. Rose Rydell served as intern minister of Mount Diablo UU Church in Walnut Creek. Is currently completing her summer ministry with them. She graduated from seminary this past May. Congratulations. Rose is happily married, and she and her spouse share 3 wonderful children, 21, 20, and 19, and a small zoo of pets. I can't wait to hear about that. Before her call to ministry, Rose was a professional stage actor, same, and a professional clown. I was not. All right, stick to the script, Nathan. Finally, if you are new to Throop, we would love to stay in touch. You can fill out an info card found in the pew and give it to an usher later in worship service, or simply leave it at the back table or talk to any one of us. Welcome, we are so glad you're here. Each one of us is a light, and the flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light.
Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. As a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with a flame from our candles of hope and witness. We light a second candle to honor the people and ancestors whose lands we now occupy. The land under and around Throop is the unceded land of the Gabrielino Tongva Band of Mission Indian people. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into dismantling systems of supremacies and oppressions. We light a third candle symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. May their waters continue to nourish life in our communities. We take a moment of silence, holding all of these in our hearts. Now please rise as your body and spirit allow for our opening hymn, Come, Come, Whoever You Are, number 188 in your gray hymnal. Now everybody, it's time to greet your neighbor and say hello.
Would you please join me in reciting the Throop Promise to Our Planet found in your order of worship? As members of the family of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. With hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect its sacred and scarce resources, we promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself.
Many of you may have heard that our beloved friend and church member, Anne Honeywell, died last Tuesday, June 24th. Her daughter, Elizabeth, was with her. Together, we mourn this loss, and we give our love and support to Anne's family. This morning, we pause in our service to honor the memory of Anne. We will no longer hear the sound of Anne's voice or feel the touch of her hand, so we extinguish the flame from our chalice to mark her physical death. And yet, Anne's memory lives on in the hearts and minds of those she touched on her life's journey. From the flame of our community of memory and hope, we light a candle to symbolize the influence of Anne's life. Anne's memory and our love of her will go on shining within us. In mystery we are born, in mystery we live, and in mystery we die.
This is the responsive reading. This is Embodied Connected Pleasure by Adrienne Marie Brown from her book, Pleasure Activism. The congregational response is, may simple joy infuse our days. Everyone could practice that with me one time. May simple joy infuse our days. True pleasure, joy, happiness, and satisfaction has been the force that helps us move beyond the constant struggle, that helps us live and generate futures beyond this dystopian present, futures worthy of our miraculous lives. May simple joy infuse our days. Pleasure, embodied, connected pleasure, is one of the ways we know when we are free, that we are always free, that we always have the power to co-create the world. Pleasure helps us move through the times that are unfair, through grief and loneliness, or days when the demands are just overwhelming. May simple joy infuse our days. Pleasure heals the places where our hearts and spirit get wounded. Pleasure reminds us that even in the dark, we are alive. Pleasure is a medicine for the suffering that is promised in life. May simple joy infuse our days.
So at this time, I would like to invite any of our children or youth or young at heart who would like to come up and read a story with me to join me on the stairs. Come on down. Oh, hello. We are on. Hi. So we are going to read a story called What is God by Etan Boritzer. What is God? Well, you are asking a very, very big question. Children and grown-ups, everyone wants to know, what is God? People who live in forests and mountains, people who live in deserts and cities and on farms, everyone wants to know, what is God? But maybe we can't really talk about God because maybe we can't see God, or maybe we can't hear God, or even taste or smell or touch God. Maybe we can only feel God, like we can feel love, or we can feel happy or sad. Maybe God is what you feel when you stand on a very high mountain and see a big, beautiful view. Hello? Hi. Or maybe God is what you feel when you hear beautiful music, or it's sometimes soft and it's sometimes really loud. Maybe we can feel God when there is loud thunder or bright lightning outside our windows. Maybe God is an eternal mystery. Eternal means forever and ever, and mystery is like a big puzzle with lots of pieces you have to. Hello? No, hi. Lots of pieces you have to fit together. Some people think that there are teachers who have been able to. Yeah. Mystery. There it is. All right. And some people think there have been teachers who have been able to solve the puzzle of what is God. These teachers, people, sometimes even children, have come from many places in the world and have talked in many different languages about the question, what is God? People of the Christian religion understand God as the teacher Jesus Christ taught them about God. And people of the Jewish religion understand God as the teacher Moses taught them about God. People of the Muslim religion understand God as the teacher Muhammad taught them about God. People of the Buddhist religion understand God as the teacher Buddha taught them about God. And there are many, many more teachers who have taught many, many different people many, many different things about God. But if there are so many different ways to learn about the forever puzzle of God, how can we ever begin to understand God? You see, every religion is different, and people of every religion understand God in their own different way. Sometimes people of one religion want everyone to know what is God the same way that they understand God. And sometimes people of one religion don't like people of another religion just because their religion is different, or they don't understand the other religion. And sometimes people of one religion start fights with people of another religion because they don't understand that most religions are just about the same. Well, how are most religions just about the same? Well, most religions teach you that you should be good and to other people, just like you would want other people to be good to you. And most religions say that you should not lie. And most religions say that you should not steal. And most religions say that you should not hurt people. there are many, many ways that all religions are the same. So if everybody thought about the ways in which all the different religions are the same, maybe people wouldn't have so many fights about all the different answers to the question, what is God? And there are many ways to talk about God. Does that mean that everything that everyone ever says about God is right? Does that mean that God is everything? Well, yes. God is everything, great and small, and God is everything far and near, and God is everything bright and dark, and God is everything in between. And if everything is God, then God is the last leaf on a tree. And if everything is God, then God is an elephant crashing through the jungle. If everything is God, then God is the hot wind in the desert, and God is the freezing snow in the winter, and God is the big yellow moon. If everything is God, then I am God, and you are God, and all of us are God. So, if you really want to feel God, you can close your eyes. You could try it right now. And listen to your breath go slowly in and out. And you can think about how you are connected to everything, even if you're not touching everything. To feel how you are connected to your dad or to your mom, how you can feel like you're a part of your whole family, like maybe your brother or sisters or grandparents or cousins or aunts or uncles or even your friends. And try to feel how all those people are part of a whole bigger family, and how all the families in the world, even those that we can't see or we can't touch, are really a part of you and your family. And if you can start to feel God like that, then maybe you will soon feel the whole answer to that way, way big question. What is God? The end. Thank you for being up here with me, my friends.
This is the time of service where we sing our young ones out to the Children and Kids Dig In program. The lyrics are in the order of service.
For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. Blessed be.
This church is our church. We support it through our gifts of time, our gifts of talent, and our gifts of treasure. You can give online. The directions are in the order of worship, or place your gift in the offering plate. If you're a first-time visitor, please let the offering plate pass you by. Thank you so much for supporting our life together. The offering will now be gratefully received.
The sun once went round the earth, according to the holy church, which helped to reassure people that they were the center of the universe. One day His Holiness the Pope met a man with a telescope, and he said, "Mr. Galilei, what does your spyglass say?" And the scientist spoke. He said, "Really quite amazing. for direction. She said she was a child of heaven, and that the human race came from a higher place, from the angels descended. She wound up marrying her cousin. He was a thinker of a husband, lost and thought she'd find him. Say, Charlie, what you writing? And Darwin looked up and said, it's really quite amazing, entirely life-changing. So let me ask before I show you, do you really want to know? Oh, do you really want to know? Let knowledge like a breeze in through the door of your belief, flow through the rooms and the corridors, knock cherished heirlooms to the floor. That wind can raise the roof sometimes and leave you blinking at the sky. So if you stare into this glass, beware that there's no turning back. You'll say sunrise, but it will refuse. Instead, the earth itself will move and spin you round from dawn to dawn, amid the wonder of it all. Do you really want to know? Whoa, do you really want to know? Oh, do you really want to know? Do you really want to know?
In a spirit of gratitude, we lift up our thanks to those supporting our worship service today. Spencer, our live stream operator. Dave, our lay reader. Nathan, no, I'm not going to thank myself. Faith with children's program. Teresa, our greeter and usher. Tom, coffee and conversation host. Malcolm in choir, amazing music. Jessica for administrative support, and Reverend Tara and Nick for their guidance and care. And trust. As we pause in recognition for all the ways we support our Throop community life, please say with me the words in the order of service. With gratitude for the ministries of the church that hold us and embolden us to love the world, we bless our offering and the many gifts we share. The next hymn, centering hymn, number 123 in the gray hymnal. You can stay seated.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all
Hello, y'all. Hi. My name, as mentioned, is Rose Rydell, and my pronouns are she, her. And for accessibility purposes, I will be providing a visual description of myself. Here goes. So, I am a short, full bodied white woman in my early 40s with red hair that may or may not have come out of a bottle. I am wearing a white and black striped shirt, and my arms have a collection of tattoos. I would invite you now to share a moment of stillness as I share these words, Wiser Today, by Deb Cannon. I have made mistakes, and some I have learned from. I am wiser today than I was yesterday, and hopefully tomorrow I will be even better informed. May I speak from my learning and not from my habit. If I speak from my habit, may I interrupt my words and start again. If I don't know, may I be silent and listen.
Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind. There, the key to nature's harmony, in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love expanding, the message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings. In the oneness of everything. Still we seek to find a truth that we might understand and reduce to terms defined. Vast and unmeasurable time and space, also overwhelmingly to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of everything.
Hi again, friends. So, I'm here today to talk to you about a couple of words that are so often used in Unitarian Universalist spaces: spiritual growth. UU organizations use terms like nurture spiritual growth, encourage spiritual growth, support spiritual growth, and the like. But on occasion, I've found myself wondering, just what does that mean? What does spirit, spiritual, spirituality mean? And how does it grow? You know, those words can feel loaded to many folks who feel out of place or uncomfortable with religion or the mystical. So I'd like to take you on a little trip with me and take a look at how I came to Unitarian Universalism and the ways in which I've been able to define for myself and explore what it is to be spiritual. And I'll start with a little background about myself. So I grew up in unstable households with various caregivers, and in my early formative years, depending on who I was living with at the time, I either had no exposure to religion at all, or I was exposed to a certain religion of the walking around knocking on doors variety. So as I began to near my teens, and I was a burgeoning queer youth, I leaned away from the one strict Christian claiming denomination that I was exposed to and leaned into the nothing. What I understood of religion made no sense to me whatsoever, and I found peace and joy in the sciences. And by 14, I was an out and proud atheist. And I still identify as a non-theist witch nowadays. When I was in my 20s, I had my children. I raised them with no religion and a healthy love of the magic of the sciences. So it should come as little shock that I was heavily frightened when my youngest, who was about 8 at the time, came home from a sleepover at a relative's house with an intense interest in their very conservative right-wing church. It is not an overstatement to say that I went into a panic. And I decided that the best thing to do would be to find a safe church where I could let her explore religion without worrying about her being indoctrinated. So Google, being my best friend and all, I hit the internet and I literally typed into the search bar, Church for Atheists, San Diego. A local UU church was the first search result. Yeah. So I looked the website over and it seemed safe enough. So the following Sunday, I packed the kids into my car and off we went. And I figured we'd go for a couple of weeks. My little one would get it out of her system, and I would never have to set foot in a church again. And I was right. I mean, it only took a few weeks for her to be over it, but I was hooked. I had heard ministers from the pulpit mirroring myself back to me. I had met atheists and agnostics, Christians, Jews, Hindu, Muslims, pagans, and more, all identifying as Unitarian Universalists. I saw principles and values that matched my own, and I felt something that I had not known I was missing and longing for: community. And so I stayed. I got actively involved, and for a long time, I just ignored the words that felt uncomfortable to me: spirit of life, soul, that which is larger than all, prayer, and yeah, spiritual growth. I ignored them because I felt that they had no place in my belief system and worldview. And I ignored them because I so badly wanted to be a part of this UU community. And hey, nothing's perfect, right? But then I started feeling a call to ministry. I knew this was the direction that my life was taking me. And I said to myself, Rose, you've got to figure this out. How could you be a minister if even the word spirit gets caught in your throat? And it set me on a path of figuring out just what exactly spiritual means, at least to me. So, in today's modern culture, the word spirituality is often seen as synonymous with or directly related to religion or the supernatural, which can make spirituality feel unattainable to non-theists, and it just was not going to work for me. So defining spirituality, it begs the question, what is a or the spirit? You know, I would propose that the spirit is consciousness, or as Descartes says, a thing that thinks. That is to say, that doubts, affirms, denies, imagines, and perceives. The spirit is the power to think. Without the brain, this power would be nothing. And without this power, the brain would just be an organ. As an atheist seeking spiritual identity, I wondered, does spirituality require a divine being? Are atheism and spirituality mutually exclusive? I don't think so. You know, it's true that belief in deities involves spirituality. However, not all spiritualities involve deities. I've come to understand that spirituality has existed for humankind without religion or theism for time immemorial. Spirituality is a deeply personal and diverse aspect of the human experience. It exists beyond belief in any one thing and is universally experienced by most, if not all, human beings. Spirituality can be defined as the feeling of being more than just oneself, or in UU language, the interconnected web. Freud describes this feeling of spirituality as the oceanic feeling, as if being a single drop or a wave in the ocean, at once a part of and separate from the larger ocean itself. See, there's no inherent religiosity to this feeling. It belongs to no one religion or philosophy. I mean, it can be described in religious terms by a theist, but it is something that anyone can experience and is just as valid of a spiritual experience to an atheist. And spirituality, you know, it's also the human drive for meaning and purpose making. So, if you've ever met a 2-year-old, you know that the most basic, primal, and recurring question that springs forth from our formation as human beings is why? Our why is how we make meaning of the world around us. and eventually how we make meaning of ourselves. Why am I here? What is my purpose? So, finding and learning through the lens of Unitarian Universalism has taught me that it's okay to explore that which makes meaning for others and for myself, to stretch beyond my edges, even the sharp and uncomfortable ones. And I have come to understand that, at least for me, spiritual growth means leaning into wonder and stretching oneself to expand one's own understanding of the meaning and the purpose of the self, and the meaning and the purpose of all that is greater than the self. And that definition, that understanding, isn't uncomfortable or scary to me at all. The meaning that I have come to, that which is meaningful to me, is the knowing that all that is, and all that ever was, and all that ever will be, is here, now. Every particle that is me has always been, since the birth of the universe, and always will be. And every particle that is you has been and will be too. Your atoms and mine have danced together on the thread of time since the birth of the universe. I am a part of you, and you are a part of me, and we are all a part of everything else. We are connected to each other all the way down to the atomic level. Oh boy, I think that's beautiful. Blessed be. Now, please rise in body or in spirit to sing our closing hymn, number 1008 in your teal hymnal, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our hearts stirs within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
Please Take the hand or the shoulder of someone near to you. The flames from our chalice and our candles are extinguished. Their light lives on in each of us. The flames binding our community as they empower us to reach toward justice. Go, live into yourself, and by doing so, inspire others to do the same.
The ceiling is high to let your soul rise up to the angels who teach you to fly. And when you're weary of clouds, it helps you back down and welcomes you home to this hallowed ground. It's gilded in gold, gilded in rust, for heaven below and heaven above. The heaven we know here in this world, here in our holy church of the earth, our church of the earth. It's gilded in gold, gilded in rust, for heaven below and heaven above. For heaven we know here in this world, here in our holy church of the earth, our church of the earth. In heaven above, in heaven we know, this world here in our holy church of the earth, church of the earth. We're gonna bring that to choir one of these days. It's really nice. I'm like, we're gonna give a little teaser beforehand. So good, church of the earth. I love that. Morning, y'all. Tammy's heading out. Thank you all for all your extra support this morning. I am having a weird vocal practice.